You have likely been told your whole life to be kind to everyone, to not judge, that cutting people out is cruel, that it is selfish. But what if those ideas, though well-meaning, were incomplete? Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychological thinkers of the 20th century, believed something few people ever realize. The people you allow close to you are not just background characters. They are active participants in your becoming. He understood something that our culture still struggles to accept, that relationships are not neutral. They either help you evolve or quietly keep you stuck. This is not about superiority. This is not about blame. This is about survival, the survival of your wholeness. In this video, we will explore 5 types of people Jung and modern psychology have identified as fundamentally incompatible with your growth. Not because they are bad, but because staying close to them dismantles your ability to become who you are meant to be. Jung devoted his life to studying the structure of the human psyche, what makes us whole and what pulls us apart. He believed that becoming your true self, what he called individuation, is not a solitary path. It unfolds within a relational environment. The people you interact with daily are not just external influences. They shape your internal world. In this sense, the people in your life are either mirrors that help you see yourself clearly, or smokescreens that distort your image until you forget what you even look like. Jung divided relationships into 2 categories: generative, those that call you into growth, integration, and selfhood, and degenerative, those that fragment, confuse, or regress you. Modern psychologists like Harriet Lerner, Gabor Mate, Bessel van der Kolk, and others have expanded on this view. They confirm that prolonged exposure to toxic relational patterns alters the brain's architecture, lowers your capacity for joy, and damages your nervous system's ability to return to baseline. This video is not about blaming others for your pain. It is about noticing which patterns surround you and choosing at last to protect your path toward wholeness. Imagine sitting down for coffee with someone who seems friendly, even warm. You begin to share something important, but within moments the conversation turns back to them, their story, their crisis, their struggle. You leave the conversation feeling drained, not seen, not held, just emptied. This is the energy vampire. Jung never used this modern label, but he described it constantly. These are people who enter relationships from a deep psychic hunger, yet lack the ability or willingness for reciprocity. Their need is real, but their presence is parasitic. In Jungian language, these people are often ruled by an unintegrated shadow. They have disowned their vulnerability, their fear, or their neediness, and they unconsciously demand others carry it for them. They do not ask for energy, they siphon it. Harriet Lerner called this the dynamic of depletion. Over time, your nervous system begins to live in a permanent state of low-level stress. You are always on edge, always managing, always giving, and rarely receiving. Daniel Goleman's research on emotional contagion explains this scientifically. Your brain contains mirror neurons that literally sync with those around you. If someone is chronically dysregulated, you begin to match their chaos. And if they never stabilize, neither do you. Jung warned of a state called psychic possession. When your life becomes organized around another's emotional chaos, you are no longer living, you are buffering, protecting, saving, and slowly you disappear. Ask yourself, do I leave this person feeling more whole or more hollow, more rooted or more reactive? If you consistently feel drained, your body is already telling you what your mind is afraid to say. You change, you grow, you heal. But someone in your life keeps insisting you are the same, that you are selfish, that you are weak, that you are difficult. And no matter how much you evolve, their story does not shift. This is the projector. Jung believed projection was the ego's favorite defense mechanism. When we cannot face a trait in ourselves, rage, ambition, insecurity, we unconsciously assign it to someone else. The projector cannot see you. They see only the rejected pieces of themselves, now labeled as you. Jungian analyst John Beebe warns that this can become internalized. When someone insists you are weak or manipulative, over time, you may begin to wonder, am I? This is what Jung called introjection, the process of taking someone else's projection and wearing it as your own identity. The danger lies in the stability of the story. Projectors do not update their image of you because their image is not about you, it is about them. Psychologist Stephen Karpman's drama triangle explains how projectors often place you into a role: the victim, the villain, the one in need of rescue. This gives them control, not intimacy. To break free from a projector, you must stop proving who you are and start living as who you are. Ask yourself, is this person ever curious about me? Or are they simply rehearsing a role that keeps them comfortable? There is a kind of love that feels warm, but suffocates. A kind of closeness that masquerades as intimacy, but is actually fusion. This is the enmeshed person. They do not say it outright, but the message is clear. Do not leave me. Not emotionally, not psychologically, not even momentarily. Jung described this pattern as a regression, a falling backward into a pre-individuated state where the line between self and other has not yet been drawn. Marion Woodman, building on Jung's work, called this the mother complex, an unresolved psychological merger with a parent figure, often recreated in adulthood through clinging, guilt, or emotional dependency. Without a clear sense of your own thoughts, values, and desires, you become vulnerable to merging with another's. Your identity dissolves into theirs. You can recognize this pattern in moments of healthy individuation. You express a new idea. You spend time alone. You draw a boundary. And the enmeshed person responds, not with support, but with crisis. They may become passive-aggressive, or ill, or panicked, or overtly blaming. Their response is not to your action, but to the threat of separation itself. David Schnarger's research on intimacy shows that without differentiation, without the ability to stand apart and still connect, true intimacy becomes impossible. What remains is not love, it is codependence. And slowly, your life becomes not a journey, but a negotiation. You are not living for truth, you are living for emotional safety. Ask yourself, when I move toward my own path, does this person cheer or collapse? They are charming, confident, maybe even brilliant. But somewhere along the way, the relationship becomes a stage, and you are not the co-star, you are the spotlight operator. This is the narcissistic operator. Jung did not use the word narcissist often, but he was deeply familiar with the dynamic. He called it the inflation of the ego, a false self built to avoid confronting one's own limitation, fear, or unworthiness. The narcissist does not seek connection, they seek validation. If you offer admiration, they glow. If you challenge them, they punish. When a narcissist's fragile self-image is threatened, they do not self-reflect. They retaliate. Gaslighting is common. You question their behavior, and they question your reality. They tell you that your memory is wrong, your feelings are wrong, you are too sensitive, you are unstable. Bessel van der Kolk warns that prolonged exposure to this kind of gaslighting alters the brain. You begin to doubt your intuition. Your fight-or-flight system becomes hypervigilant. You stop trusting your perception of reality. Jung believed this happened because the narcissist disowns their shadow entirely. They cannot admit failure or need or ordinariness, so they project those things onto you. And now, you become what they are afraid to be, and still you stay, hoping that one day they will see you, hear you, care. But they cannot care for you without first seeing themselves, and most do not want to. Ask yourself, am I here because I am loved or because I am useful to their self-image? This person may not hurt you on purpose, but they still hurt you. They do not reflect. They do not grow. They do not wonder why the same things keep happening. They simply repeat. This is the unconscious person. To Jung, unconsciousness was the great danger of modern life. Not evil, not hatred, but a quiet, persistent sleepwalk through life. The unconscious person blames, projects, avoids. They repeat cycles their parents repeated. They wound, then forget. They sabotage, then smile. But unconscious people do not want to wake. It would cost them too much. Their comfort, their narratives, their denial. Robert Augustus Masters found that over time, prolonged contact with unconscious people leads you to mirror their sleep. You stop questioning. You stop growing. You match their trance. And then, without knowing when it began, you look in the mirror and realize you have stopped becoming. Martin Buber distinguished between two relationships, I-it and I-thou. The unconscious person cannot hold an I-thou relationship. They cannot see you as a subject because they do not even know they are one. Ask yourself, do I feel more awake around this person or more numb? Jung once wrote, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. That is true of people too. Until you recognize the psychological forces operating within your relationships, they will shape your path and you will call it love or duty or loyalty. But what if it is just old pain, repeating? This is not about blaming others. It is about protecting the one self you were given. You will likely recognize these 5 types in people you care about. A parent, a partner, a mentor, and in those moments you will face a decision. Do you maintain the connection or do you protect your becoming? Jung's answer was always the same. Consciousness comes first. Not comfort, not approval, not belonging, but clarity. You do not need to cut everyone out, but you do need to see clearly, choose consciously, and protect your energy like it is sacred, because it is. The people in your life are not just company. They are co-creators of your future.